spent like $500 on cameras, like so that we could do one camera for each and then one collective, like cut screens. Plus,
So
the goddamn
disappointed.
camera
I
has
sat
to
there
remain.
and worked with them for like an hour. And
Well, and this isn't even the first time we fucked with them, because when we got to the stadium, we fucked with them too. And I am technologically handicapped, so I could not figure these fucking things out at all. Yeah. Well, anyways.
so there it is. So this.
Yeah, so we're still just on the one, but eventually our hope is we're going to. And as you've seen, we have made upgrades along the way. We have a whole new pod lab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we obviously fucking moved. We moved into a house together officially. So yeah. So we have a whole new pod lab. That's my fucking journey. And moving was a bitch on top of everything else we had going on, but I'm excited to have your couches. Yeah, these are the couches for Rihanna's house. Rihanna's old house. It's nice. I like them. Nice and soft and fluffy. I miss my couches. Yeah, no, I'm glad that we didn't put these in the house, because I feel between the animals and my child,
No.
it would just, these would be beige
when
couches.
You mentioned putting them out there, my brain was like, no.
Yeah, I was like, well, because I didn't want to seem like I was just dominating, be like, we're going to put all my shit in the living room. But I was like, I feel like it might be better if these were like adult-only couches.
Yeah. Just like my stools. Adults only.
Yeah, so there's these like dope-ass like white leathery stools. They're super dope, but they're like this much shorter than our bar. So even as an adult, you're like sitting here.
It's like a level.
And my friend Mallory's like, I actually like that, because you could just shovel the food into your face better. And I'm like, Jesus. Big bad. Oh, yeah. So, fucking, what was it? We haven't recorded since, the end of June was our last episode. And fucking July just started off hot. I think it was July 1st, we decided to go on the Monument Drive, because we live in the town that the Colorado National Monument is in. And so we just drive that bitch all the time. It's one of the favorite things that we like to do. But we recently started taking a different way, where you go way back, Lake Park, where it's not close to the edge of the monument, but you're like way back in there where the woods are and where people live. And it's just, oh my gosh, beautiful.
Gorgeous.
But this is July 1st, so it's hot as shit. It had just rained. I had remembered that. So we had the windows down, because we were just enjoying the nice fresh rain smell and the nice outdoors. And we get to this point where I don't know what it was, but I felt like shit was flying, and I thought maybe it was dust or something. Oh, wait, no. The first thing that fucking happened was the gopher. God. So what had happened was, we're driving up there, and it's a lot of twists and turns. And I come around this turn, and I see this small rodent crossing the road, and there's nothing I could do. I just, and I just suddenly, I like hit the brakes, and I'm just,
I'm sitting there, I'm like, it was one of those road stop things. Right?
Like the cattle guards or whatever. And I was like, no, I hit an animal. I was like, I know I hit it. And I looked back, but I couldn't see, because it was like around the turn. And I was like, I know I did. So I had Rihanna get out and check the fucking bumper to see if there was like blood.
I was checking her bumper tire. Nothing. Didn't see nothing.
And so it took a little while until we got our boisterous, joyous attitude back. But we're bumping, and all of a sudden, I think it's like dust or something. I don't know what I think it is, but I see shit flying around, and all of a sudden I get hit hard as fuck in the face, but I know it's a bug. I was like, that is it. I thought maybe at first it was a leaf, but I was like, there's no fucking way. That thing was hard. And so I look down, and I see it in my skirt. I'm wearing this like long, flowy, tie-dye, like hippie skirt. Just beautiful. I'm like, oh my God. And I could see it in the folds, just chilling. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. We're looking at each other. And I'm like, I am terrified of grasshoppers.
What?
So when I was young, I grew up in Meeker. My grandparents, they had like what, 40 acres out in Meeker, and they had this big old field of like weeds. You remember? We used to take the fucking snowmobiles out, and Uncle Dan would hook like tubes up to it. You remember that? And then go snowmobiling, fucking getting towed on the tubes. It was so fun. But in the summertime, it's real hot and there's lots of weeds and they get up real high. But we used to go out there with the Nerf guns and play army. But the fucking grasshoppers, my grandpa had this giant metal garage and the grasshoppers would just stick to it. Like hundreds of fucking grasshoppers would stick to the side of it where the sun is because they stick to the sides of buildings and cement and shit because they soak up the heat from it. It's fucking disgusting. But I'm running by there and Ethan fucking shoots a Nerf gun. It hits the fucking side of the wall and all these grasshoppers jump on me. I've got them in my shirt, in my fucking pants. Grandpa made me get fucking naked because they were in my underwear. I'm naked crying on the fucking porch and he's hosing me off with fucking grass. So I hate grasshoppers. So when I see him, he sees me, I'm full like, I'm like hitting the brakes, trying not to crash and stay straight. But Rihanna's like, I got it. And apparently there was two motherfuckers in there. So I stop. She throws it out. I get out. I'm like shaking it out. And I'm like, okay. We roll the windows up because we're like, fuck now. Okay.
Not doing that again.
And then we get to the end of the road where we can't go anymore. And we're on our way back and we see this giant herd of elk. So many elk and one buck deer. And they were like charging him out. I think he got lost from his herd, so he was trying to join the elk, and they were trying to run him out. It was so fucking sad.
It was so
But we're stopping because they're all jumping from like it's just a 2-lane road, and there's tons of like fields and people's houses and shit. But they're jumping over one fence over the road to another area. And
Mind you, it's not just a fence; it's barbed wire.
Barbed wire fences, and this little baby elk gets caught in the fucking barbed wire fence,
God,
dude.
so
I'm like crying. And there's probably, what would you say, like 30, 40 elk?
there was a lot.
So many elk.
Mind you,
many.
he's like, oh, I need to get out. I need to get out. I'm like, no.
I was like, I have no wire cutters. I need to save it. She was like, you're going to get trampled.
They're going
and
to.
I was like, well, we need to at least like figure out where we are. So when we get service, we can call like Colorado Search and Rescue or something. What do they have? Colorado Wildlife? Yeah, so they could come state that because they'll abandon it. If they think that thing's gonna slow it down and get it caught up, they'll just leave it. But eventually, like they got scared of the cars, so the ones that were trying to cross the road, they started running back. So I decided that it was safe to keep going, but we left as soon as the baby elk got out. But I was like, oh, that's so scary. I don't want to watch this because he was trying to like get out. So he was like struggling and getting more caught up. And I was like, oh my God, it was so sad. It's so scary because you know that like wild animals, like ball pythons live 2 to 7 years in the wild. They can live like 30 fucking plus years in captivity because infection and starvation and shitty habitat and shit. I'm like, hopefully that little baby elk makes it to adulthood. I'm like, oh my God, it needs antibiotics. It needs stitches. It needs help. So,
tough for them.
Yeah. And then,
as we're almost at the end of our drive.
Yeah, we're driving back. And the whole time I'm telling Rihanna, I'm like, I think I'm tripping. Like, I swear to God, I feel something in my legs. And like, I was like, I swear to God, I feel like something's crawling in there. And I was like, I don't know if I'm tripping. Because I had like taken a quarter tab of acid that morning because I had like done a hike or fucking run on the lake or something. So I had done like a quarter tab of acid. But this was like 12 hours later. And I was like, I don't know if it's like because I was tripping there or what. I was like, but I swear to God, I swear to God that grasshopper is still in my pants. I just feel it. I know it. And so we're driving and I'm like freaking out. Like every couple minutes, I'm like, I swear to God, man, something's in my pants. So I brake the car because I feel it. I feel something I feel like little legs are just like trying to crawl between my thighs. And so I get out and I have this giant, like long flowy skirt. I pick it up and I just start like fucking shaking. And this giant black beetle falls out of my fucking skirt and hits the ground, and then
Water hit the ground. And
it
I
was
just remember
so
watching it.
big.
Just
It was
I was like,
huge. And I don't know if it was one of the things I got jumped by 2 grasshoppers and a fucking beetle. And fucking what it's like the thing is the beetle was a fucking pervert because you knew while I was tripping about those grasshoppers, you decided to fucking crawl. I don't know how he got in there, but I must have like sat on him and he was just fucking getting smothered for like 15 fucking minutes. Just like,
yeah, that's why he was trying to move as he couldn't breathe.
just fucking, because I felt something every so often. I would feel like, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. And then I was just crying. I lost it at that point. I was like, I can't do this. This is awful. And so the rest of the drive was pretty silent. We're headed back down the road. And Rihanna goes, what did you say, Rihanna? What did you just have to point out? After my incredibly traumatic monument drive, you just had to point this out on the way back.
I'm like, hey, isn't that the gopher?
We come around that corner and I see it in 2 pieces. It's in 2 fucking pieces. And I was like, well, at least I know it died instantly. But I was like, I did not need to see that. After everything I've witnessed and gone through today, I did not need to know that I straight had murder.
Decapitated.
Yeah, it was in 2 pieces. And I didn't look like this. We drove by it fast, but I seen 2 separate pieces of it.
Yeah, you could see
And I don't know how there was
on the
no
road.
pieces of it in my tire, no pieces of it.
You could see like half of it on the road and then half of it on the side of the line.
Yeah, you could see where I had initially hit it and then where the ricochet of the rest of its body went. Yeah, and I love the mountains. I love camping and hiking. It's one of my favorite things about living in Colorado. And so I went and visited Ridgeway for the 4th of July with my friends and had another of this is probably the scariest moment of my life. Like I really thought it was you guys witnessed. It was so fucking bad. So I have been camping with my friends for a couple of days, and in the middle of the night, like 9 o'clock at night, I decided that I was going to do a little hike to just get some space from my friends, just get some alone time. And I had seen people going down this like squiggly little path, and so I thought it was like a little walk, and so I decided to do it. Little do I know, it's like a whole loop down the mountain, around the edge of the lake, and back up the mountain to the top of the ridge where the campsites are. So I have my little headlamp and a fucking buffer, a headphone in, and I'm like listening to music lightly. And I'm just thinking about, how great it is to be out here hiking alone, that I should do this more often. Yee. And I see what I think are 2 headlamps super far away, just like 2 little yellowish green dots. And I just keep walking, and then all of a sudden, both of the lights stop at the same time. And in my mind, I'm thinking, those are fucking eyes. So I fucking freak out. I stop for a second, and I hit my headlamp to like hit the high beam, and it fucking comes running at me super fast. So I fucking scream loud as shit. And I see it run off to the side of the trail in the bushes because there's like lots of trees and bushes. And so I call my best friend Mallory, and it immediately goes to voicemail. And because she keeps her phone on airplane mode. And then I call my other friend Renee that came camping with us, and hey, like it goes to voicemail. And I see it just like slowly walking. I see like the little yellow eyes popping in and out of the bushes. And I'm like, Jesus, fuck. So I'm keeping my eyes on it. I get my knife out because I always carry a knife. So I get my fucking knife out, and I'm like, I'm going to die. This is it. I just know it. I'm like, there's no way I don't get eat tonight. So I called my mom. It's at this point, what was it? What time was it at this point? It was like 10:30. And I call my mom, and like a fucking champ, she answers first ring, hello? And I'm like, she's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm like, something with yellow eyes.
No, that's not how it is.
Yeah, I was freaking out.
That's what it felt like. And you're like, wait.
Because I was like, if I'm going to die, I just want to talk to my mom. I want to talk.
like breathe and tell me what's the problem because he's screaming at me. I can't go.
Because I was like, there's something with yellow because I couldn't see it because it's dark as shit, and I have my headlamp on, but there's so many bushes and trees that just see the yellow eyes. Like I don't even really see a silhouette or anything. I just see its eyes popping in and out of the bushes. So I'm crying. And I have my knife out, and I have my headpiece in so that I could talk to her. I have my phone back in my pocket, I have my knife out, and I have my arm up. So I'm terrified. Like one thing that I'm terrified of animal attacks. I researched and I've watched so many videos of them.
She's like,
Shark
shark for your neck, walk your neck.
Yeah, and one of the things they say, and this is something that everybody should know, is if you get attacked by a mountain lion, you throw your non-dominant arm up in front of your neck because they're going to go for your neck, and then punch, poke, rock to face. If you have a knife, stab, shoot. Do what you gotta fucking do. But you'd rather, get this attitude on than lose your fucking neck. So I'm telling my mom, I'm like, and whoever fucking asshole created this trail, it's squiggly all the way up the mountain. So I'm like telling my mom, I'm like, I'm moving side to side so that I don't trip over anything. And I'm like, oh my God, it's still fine. It's still fine. And she's like, just gotta calm down. It's gotta calm down. And I get freaking out. And then I get to the top. I'm like kind of to the top. I know I'm getting up to the top because I see like fire out of the corner of my eye. And so I look real quick and I see some like tents and campers and shit. And my foot hits the road. And so I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to run for it. And so I just start screaming. I'm like, I'm here. I'm here. Mostly like to my mom to tell her like I'm here, but also to like the campers. I'm like, I'm here. Something's following me. Like I'm running through the fucking campsite. And it's the day after 4th of July. It's like 10:30, 10:45 at this point. Because I was on the phone with you for like 13 minutes and 29 seconds. Yeah, this thing followed me for like 15 fucking minutes. And because when I seen the campsite, I was like, if it's gonna attack me now, I'd rather it be like where people are gonna see me. Someone could maybe shoot it. Because that's why I wanted to call my friends. Because I was like, if I call them, they could run out there and be like, someone with a gun, we gotta get my friend. Like that's what I would do if my friend or someone I let call me was like, I'm being followed by something with yellow eyes in the middle of the night. I'd be like, fuck it, we're starting a fucking search party right now. I need fucking guns. Let's go. But no, they didn't answer. So I was like, I'm just gonna talk to my mom one more time before I die. And I was like, how fucked up if I would have got fucking eaten by a mountain lion while I'm on the phone with you. Yeah, and then that would be fucked up. And then you had to come get me because I couldn't even stay there. Yeah, and I was so mad at my friends for not answering the phone. I was like, you fucking assholes. I was like, I was gone for like an hour. Y'all did check on me, knowing y'all didn't give a fuck. I almost died, and mom came and got me. No, what was it, like 9 days later?
Yeah.
Is when our brother Ethan went full ghostwriter. So you gotta kind of tell this because you were there, kind of. You were in the shower. What was it, like July 14th? 13th. I don't remember the Monday. It was a Monday because the 13th. I'm pretty sure it was 9 days after the 5th.
I don't know what my cellular device is, so I don't know.
I think it was the 14th. Because it was 9 days after the 5th. Because that's July 5th was without fucking
Okay, maybe.
Became a mountain lion appetizer.
Bone in.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't weigh as much as a deer or whatever they eat. I'd be like an appetizer. I'll never go hiking in the middle of the night by myself. Like, that was the stupidest thing I could fucking do. But I was like, it's their campsite. There's nothing this close, even though there's fucking bear things. So, our grandma Gigi, and our brother Ethan were cooking while you were taking a shower.
Yeah, I got up, work, took a shower. I thought I heard some screaming and a pot fall, and I thought that Ethan scared Grandma. She dropped the pan. And so I'm still in the bathroom. I'm dressed, but I hear the house is on fire. And so I rush out, and all I see is Ethan running towards a door. And I'm like, get outside.
Well, how does he look running towards the door? I think that's like important.
He was
He's like
engulfed in flames,
completely,
like
completely engulfed in flames.
like everything on fire. And so he goes out and starts rolling on the grass, but that's not helping. So I
Because he had like
wow.
grease all over him because he like tripped and spilled grease and the fire on
And
it.
that's what the bang was. He was so what happened is the fire caught up and it was really high. And so he thought if he took it outside and put it out in the street, nothing would catch on fire. But as he was going from the kitchen to the living room to take it outside, he tripped over the transition and all that grease came back on him, and some of it landed on my mom.
Mhm.
She was able to drop on the floor and get it out off her, but he had nowhere to roll, so he was heading outside.
Yeah, because you followed him out there and he was on the grass rolling and that wasn't working. So you had to go turn the fucking sprinklers on.
That's the only thing I could think of that quick.
How long did it take for the ambulance and the fire department to get there? Because you called me and I lived at that point like what, 7, 8 minutes away from you.
That was
And I sped the fuck there. And when I got there, Ethan was already in the ambulance and Grandma was getting patched up because they had like 2 ambulances. Yeah, when I showed up, I could see him like crying through the window and they were like doing something, like he was standing up. But I could see his face, and that's how I knew that his face wasn't burnt. I was like, oh my God.
Okay, I got this.
at first, like, so
Oh yeah, I was running down the street. I left Ethan Anchor in the car. I was running because there were so many like cop cars and 2 ambulance and fire department. So I had to like park halfway down the street and I'm like spraying. And Anchor's like, oh, hold on. I'm like,
Yeah, no,
so I was like, because she called me and you were just like, the house is on fire, Grandma and Ethan are on fire. And you were like super flat. So I was like, what the fuck do you mean they're on fire?
no, and then you called me probably
well, I
right
couldn't.
after that.
So
Yeah.
when I was in the shower, I didn't know where my phone was or my glasses. So I just was like, couldn't find it. And then there's people outside, and I'm like, call 911.
Yeah,
He's
because
on
everyone came
fire.
out to fucking watch.
And then
Somebody
Grandma came out, and I was like, go stand in the water. And I went in.
Because you didn't know that she was burnt at that point until she came out, or what?
And I seen her, and I was like, just get in the water. And then, because it was burning, right? And so then I went inside, because she's like, the house. And I'm like, he was put out by that, but he was staying in the water because it felt good. And then I went back in and grabbed the fire extinguisher and put it out.
which is crazy that the castle gets on fire. If it was sitting there that long.
Well, and this is like something that like I didn't know, but the fire department like said that it was a good thing that you didn't put Ethan or Grandma out with the fire extinguisher because apparently that could fucking kill someone if you put them out with a fire extinguisher.
No, what can causes the damage is if they breathe it in your lungs.
Well, yeah, well,
So
It's not like the chemicals from like
it wouldn't have burned.
it like doesn't it trap the heat in and you just keep burning? It's chemicals, you know. I don't know if you're supposed to use a fire extinguisher.
Well, yeah, I asked.
The doctor said.
Yeah, I asked the doctors, and they said the worst part of that is the inhalation.
Yeah, like 'cause you can asphyxiate on it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so fucking, I followed the ambulance that had Grandma. Did you go with Ethan in the ambulance or did you follow in your own?
I got
Yeah, and then you followed in your own car too, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, because we all met up there, and pretty soon after we got to the hospital, it was just a couple minutes after that, we were in the waiting room that they said that they were going to be lifing him down to Denver because
No,
apparently,
I was in the back in the ER with
yeah, and me and Rihanna and your friend and Anchor were all in like the little wait room.
and then they let me in.
Yeah, they
Oh,
admitted
that's-
grandma, and because she had what first and second degree burns on
Yeah.
her one arm and one of her legs, so she didn't have to go to the ICU. But I guess Colorado has one of the best like burn ICUs in the United States, so he got flown up there, and you went with him on the plane, but I didn't get to see him before I left because I was like, I've got to go pack mom a bag, get me a bag, and start heading down there because we live like 3.5, 4 hours away. And so I didn't even get to see things because it was supposed to be like pretty quick that he was going out there. But it was so crazy because he was all fucked up. They gave him so many drugs because he was just burnt so bad. They had to cut his clothes off. And some fucking asshole took pictures of him literally in the street in his underwear with his skin literally falling the fuck off with the ambulance, and someone fucking took pictures of that shit and posted on Facebook like some fucking assholes. But he got fucking taken to Denver, and it was crazy because I hadn't seen him, but I didn't know how fucking bad it was. I just knew that it was bad. And so when I got up to fucking Denver, what was it? It was like 3 in the fucking morning that I got up there.
Yeah, it's pretty late.
Yeah, fucking it was crazy because he had like flash burn and his lips had like big old boils. The boils ended up coming like a day or two later, but his
Yeah.
whole face,
Well,
his
swollen.
his chest, both his arms, his neck and chest. Like he
Not
was
his chest,
wearing
just right here.
well, just right here, yeah, that's part of your chest. I mean, he was wearing a wife beater, and it's like only the part where the wife beater was. There's in that where it's like it's a little bit, but not bad. But like right here in his armpits was so fucking bad.
So
his legs,
yeah, on his shirt was, I know they cut it, but like he had the front of it a little bit, and then like pretty much no back. And
yeah,
then his
burnt off. The
shorts,
fact that his skin wasn't burnt where his shirt was crazy because that shit was burnt the fuck off.
and then his shorts, he had like a little bit of the front, but the back was like completely gone.
Like his, he did get burned on a little bit of his back,
Oh yeah,
but not.
But like
where his shorts were at. 'Cause, you know,
what
they're
was
Besides his
sitting-
butt.
No, I know, but you know, they kind of sit at your hips. You know, thinking of it realistically, they kind of sit at your hips. So yeah, and his shirt was pretty much gone too. So yeah, everything he
and that was crazy. And I stayed up there for the first couple of days, and
But
It's
it,
crazy
it,
'cause
it
when
even burned his both.
yeah, like his groin, his inner fat, like
Everything.
everything. And it was those first couple days were really fucking hard because like he was just in so much fucking pain, dude. And like his lips, like
They
he had
just
like a
got swollen.
flash burn, they got super, super swollen. Like the first day or two, it looked like he got like super bad like Botox and lip injections. And then it looked just like
They started
herpes
blistering.
galore because it like
Peeling.
blistered and peeled, and
And
his
then his
face was
nose.
peeling.
Oh, his nose got so scabbed. I felt so bad because
Oh,
they
and
kept putting the cannula up in it.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
his eyelashes, pretty much his
yeah,
eyebrows,
he
his
was
hair was
like
thin.
singed. Everything he
His
had, like,
ears
the year
got
before
burned.
that was gone.
Yeah, eyebrows,
gone,
eyelashes gone. His
nose
ears.
hairs
Oh,
gone.
he had boils in his ears. Oh, it was so shitty. His fingers, he couldn't use his throat. Everything was just fucking like, it was fucking awful. And then I stayed the first couple days. You stayed the whole time he was down there. But I stayed, it was fucking rough. And then what was it, like a weekend? He got the skin grafts, like a weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and that was
And so he had to go in for surgery, which he had deep second-degree burns on his arm, his left arm, and third
And his
degree on his leg. And so this whole leg had to be skin grafted.
like the whole like it's crazy, like because like half of it's burned and then the other half of it's
Well, it's
missing
not.
from
And
the
the
skin
worst
graft.
part is it goes like right up to there, like it's
Yeah.
right there.
It's his thigh, yeah.
Oh my god!
And that was really, really deep. And then he ended up getting an infection in his leg.
Yeah,
And
and that
then
was
in
scary
the
because
storm.
he started losing mobility in his leg, and they were talking about him having to be fucking in a wheelchair and shit.
Well,
And that was
that's
fucking
not
scary.
yet. That's then this hand started uh getting really like big.
Swollen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it
Yeah.
had the infection in
When
it.
I say it was swollen, it was like
Yeah, I was scared that they were gonna have to fucking cut that shit.
fingers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like so swollen. It was
And I was like, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. Well, then I was like, there's something not right, right?
yeah, because wasn't his
And-
skin graft rejecting or something?
No, so no, so there was an IV in here, and so he got an infection in that area. Like this part took, but this part didn't at first, and then in the back of his calf, some of it didn't take, and that like right up here, this used to be really huge, like just nothing but open knee. Like it
Yeah,
was
dude.
so
Oh my
bad.
gosh. He was laying in the bed and they had him like in a gown and he was just had like bandages just all up his arm, like legs and all up his arms. And he was like not on no weird shit and lifts up his gowns and he was like, how bad are my balls? Because like his brain, his balls like were burned. And I like pulled up a picture of Freddy Krueger and I was like, that eyes in a little hat. It was looked like this. Because we started giving him so much shit. Because when I came back, we were talking about it. We're like, we got to give him a
what did
fucked
you
up
call
nickname.
him first?
Oh my gosh, like the Human Torch or some shit. I can't remember, but you were like Ghost Rider because my brother he has a bike. And we're like, that's perfect. So that's his name now is Ghost Rider. But yeah, he had Freddy Krueger fallouts. He was all fucked. But he ended up not needing any more skin grafts. He ended up having to do like lots of physical therapy and shit.
Well, you've asked to do it for a whole year
Mm-hmm.
to 18 months.
Yeah, but that was that time after he got his skin grafts, he was
so they
finally
wanted
able to
him
kind
to
of start
do-
getting out of bed.
The thing is
The
they
walkers.
wanted him to do like get up and like move and stuff, but the infection hurts so bad. And I mean like
Well, they had him on so many medications,
But it wasn't
like,
even
Dilaudid and
Yeah, it
fentanyl.
wasn't helping whatsoever.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it wasn't like that was not helping.
Which
I
is
will tell
crazy.
you.
yeah. No,
I didn't we didn't sleep.
yeah, no, he was a little feisty.
He was I could tell. I mean
What?
he was just that's I mean that was because it hurt. Like he already had like an infection, and so when you're on a whole bunch of opiates, you
We're
get
just
very
being
very very
so much
constipated, right? So he's constipated at this point,
and
and
we
he
were,
was not happy, and he had lost like 20 pounds,
yeah,
and he has nothing but bones and skin on him, and
he was
so
no
when-
ass, just a bad crack.
But when you have open wounds that are right here, and you have to try to sit on something like a bedpan or a toilet, it hurts, right? Because that's like right at where you sit, right?
Oh yeah,
And
no,
so
he was in
he's-
there, right? Ow, 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 ow. It was so sad. He was trying to poop and like joking around. I was like, you could always do a suppository or an enema. And he was like, let's do it. I'll do it. Call the nurse. And I was like, you know
So
what that is? So we're
The
like
nurse
telling
came
him.
in, and it was a male nurse,
He was awesome. He looked
he's
like
like-
Andy Sanford.
and he's like he wants to try an enema, and we're like giggling because we're like
Yeah, I was like,
he
there's
does
no
not know what that is, and
He's like-
so the guy takes them into the bathroom, and up it goes,
and
and he's sitting there, and he's like, "It's not working."
he's like, oh,
And we're like, well, and we're out there giggling. We're like, you could try a suppository. And he's like, call the nurse.
anything. They're like bringing like,
He's like, I'll try it. And so we call him and we're like, can he try a suppository? So this lady comes in and she's like, okay. And so they go in there, or he's still in there, and she sticks it in. And he's like, whoa, I've been probed. And we're like, well, yeah.
Dying. He's
It's
like,
like-
ow, ow, ow.
She went like knuckle deep. He went knuckle deep, and he's like, that hurt.
Yeah, so
And,
funny.
but then he went.
Well, it
Well-
took him for hours because he was like, ow, ow, ow. Like, it took him forever. Then finally I left and went back to the hotel because we could only
Yeah.
have one guest at a
Finally,
time.
something.
And he shit himself, right, in bed. Was that when he shit himself and he needed you to come wipe in? Because he was all mad.
Oh, well,
No, I don't think that was that time. I think the first time is when they came in.
no. So what happened is that wasn't it. He eventually ended up going a little bit. What happened is that when he got his skin graft, they put an epidural in there. And so he really didn't have much use of his legs. No, that had to be it. That had to be it.
Well, no, because you said he used the walker.
Yeah,
to go
he
to the
couldn't do it.
bathroom.
Yeah, he didn't have the epidural in. But it started kicking in, and he's like mad grandpa or something. Because he shit himself, and he's like, call the nurse. And I was like, they're coming. And he's like, I've been sitting in my shit and I'm like, it's only been a few seconds. Although I know, like, just having just diarrhea is embarrassing, let alone
Yeah, just like
He
his
had-
burns are down
he-
there, so
he
that has to
has
hurt too.
his balls, and then he has open wounds that are right here. So, I mean, when you have two things that you're forcing yourself to shit with,
Yeah, and he's doing prune juice.
it's going to be a lot. And not solid to say. It was massive diarrhea.
It was just like fucking.
It was like, because he was sleeping and he wakes up and he's like, Mom! He's like, I shit myself. He's like, call it. So he's like, pressing it. And I was like, they're just sitting around. They're not doing anything.
Help!
But they like, and it's burning because it's
Yeah, it's all
everywhere.
burns and shit.
And so I'm like, well, you got to wait for him to help you. And he's like,
Fuck this.
he's like, get the walker. And I'm like, what do you mean? I can't help you. And he's like, give me the fucking walker. And I'm like, okay. So I get it. And he goes, I'm going to do it myself. And I'm like, maybe you should wait. And he's like, he got really, really mad and upset, but he stood up and he has a gown and shit's falling everywhere. And he takes it, he's off, and he gets into the bathroom and he's standing. And I'm like, okay. And he's like standing there and just shit's falling. And he's like, wipe my ass. And I'm like, please would be nice. And so, well, and I like wipe his ass. Well, first, when I said, you could say please, he's like, please would you wipe my ass? So we did that, and then I'm already finished by the time they ended up getting in there and changing the bed out.
Yeah. And like, so I was there for like 3-4 days, and then I come back and I get some more shit for you. And I like come back to just do like a day trip to get some shit for you and Ethan and come back. And one of the things that Ethan asked me for is a vape. If I could bring him a vape. So I bring him like a little bag and his vape. And when Ethan very first got like in there and his hands were bandaged, like his hands were off, right? So he couldn't use his hands. And so we had to like bring the water to him. And so I would like pull out the vape and like put it in with like the straw and have him like hit it. Oh, yeah. And then we almost all ended up getting admitted into the hospital walking down those fucking hallways. All of us ate shit. I ate shit multiple times. Ethan or Anchor ate shit because he was in his fucking Crocs and that kid just runs everywhere. He almost ate shit so many times.
I was in my sandals. I did it the last time we went up there.
I was in Crocs, I think. I was in my Crocs.
I ate shit.
Grandma was in her slippers. Shocker.
Yeah, and she ate shit multiple times too. Oh my god. And then we were there a lot. during, like, and there was a point where I thought that the hallway was empty and they had like these long ass fucking hallways. And so I'm like, let's just run as fast as we can down this fucking hallway. So we're just like sprinting. And all of a sudden there's this nurse lady like on the like chairs hidden by the windows. Like it's like those big ass pillars, and it was so embarrassing. I was like,
I stopped.
I
because
like
I've never
braked
seen
and I
her
stopped
before.
and I was like, oh my
And so
God.
Andrea literally just kept running down the hallway.
It was embarrassing.
And I was like already stopped and I was just laughing at her. She ducked it behind the wall.
It's fucking quite the experience. But Ethan's okay.
And then on the way out, they gave me his walker and his chair, his shower chair.
Mm-hmm.
And they were in like a plastic bag. And then in the other hand, I had like all of his wound care stuff. Again, I'm in socks and my sandals. And the guy that just brought that to me was at the elevators while I was there too. And somehow or another, there was this sign off to the left of me, and I was just standing there, and somehow I blew a shoe and it came off the left foot, and I never thought I was going to end up in the ER because my legs just started hurting and I'm trying to catch myself and this leg is just moving in every direction. It won't quit moving because it's so slippery. And I bang into
these
sign.
fucking floors every night.
I bang into the fucking sign and I'm like swinging and I don't drop anything. I'm still holding on to everything.
You just fucking looks like you're ice skating.
And then I stopped. And I was like, oh shit. That guy's like, nice recovery. And I was like, thanks. And I get my shoe back on and I was like,
Fuck.
my heart's like,
Oh hell, when me and grandma were going, grandma was fresh wounds too.
Yeah,
She went
because
up
she
like
was
two
like,
things, like
she was hobbling everywhere because she had pretty bad burns. on
I
her
stayed
leg and
back when I
arm.
was taking care of my
Yeah, you see, took care.
and she's walking and I'm holding on to her because she's already limping as it
Yeah,
is.
she can barely walk at same.
And she just is walking and she's walking and just goes "Ding," and launches. And I'm like holding on to her and I launch with her, almost dying myself. On the way to go see Ethan, our first time, we were like, I think I had just texted you, we're coming up the elevators. And that's when we started walking around the corner. And as we're just walking past the windows, the great view, grandma almost dies. Yeah. How to almost catch your or your mother.
Yeah.
She almost ended up there with Ethan.
Oh my God, yeah. No, we were fucking just roasting Grandma and Ethan. I don't think we could roast them any more than they've already been roasted. But we had some fucking jokes of it. Like Grandma, when I was going to the cafe, I was like, I don't want to go by myself. She's like, well, if you want me to come with you? And I was like, no, you're going to slow me down. She was like, oh, F you. And I was like, oh
Well,
my God.
Ethan knows how slippery that thing is. And he had slippers on when we came back after he got released to do his wound care and to be seen by physical therapy. And he's like, hold on to me. He's like, I want to see how slippery that is. And he took his foot. It's like, oh shit. It's like, yes, don't blow slipper.
Yeah, it's dangerous in there. I feel like it's a ploy for them to get
You will
more money
rip
because
You
all
see how
of your-
doesn't need to be shine every night.
yeah, it is.
Yes.
It's so slippery.
I know the sanitizing, yada yada.
Because
but Jesus, I know we're not the only people who have almost died in it. And then a whole family lawsuit.
oh, I forgot. Well, the question that when they do those skin grafts, they staple this foam stuff all over.
Yeah,
Like to your skin. They staple it onto your skin. So it holds
that's
there.
gross.
And it pulls out the plasma out of the wound. And he had hundreds of staples in here. And
Yeah, wow. Poor guy.
awful because when they do wound care, you why they're halfway sedated. They try to get those out, and they just missed so many.
Yeah, you were saying they were having it. They pulled out like what, 2 the last time?
No. So the first time we went back, his first week back, I found 3. They got him out. And then after doing more, I found another 2. No,
Girl,
one.
and the skin's like already growing over it. Well,
On the 3 of them, the first time they were able to get them out real quick because they weren't, but that last one it was completely, yeah, it was completely covered, and it took these little tweezers, and she couldn't see it because it was covered up. She shoved it in there. It was like, oh, okay, I feel it. And I was like,
Yeah, Ethan said he was like, I never wanted to punch somebody
and
so
then
bad.
they had to kind of pull it out a little bit. But then they have these special staple removers that they have to get in there, and she has to figure out which way she needs to pull it out.
Yeah, you don't want to like break a piece of
Yeah, and then once she got in there, she was able to get it out. But what was it was the staples. Oh, and then he had still an open wound on this side.
Yeah, because you have to go in there and like scrape, like him being home now, you have to shower him every day and like scrape shit off of his shit.
It's the dead skin and scabs. But this one, you don't scrape the open wound.
Yeah.
But on the outer edge, but when you go back, they take these little sticks that they rub on top of that open wound, and it burns it. So it's like they something I don't know. It's just they just take it and they roll it back and forth, and then it turns white. It's bad. So then they got to get another one, but they burn the wound. And
Crazy.
yeah, and it's they're like, okay, which one which one do you want to do first? They're both gonna hurt. He's like, it's like, get the staple out first.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, I did that shit first.
I was like, you're used to, like, you know what that one feels like. But yeah. So he is almost fully healed. There's a little open wound here, but now
Guys, skin grafts are crazy because like his face, it's like he didn't need any skin grafts or anything on his face, luckily. But his face is so white and pale because that like first layer of skin got like flashed right off.
a lot of his skin is, it's all.
Yeah, it looks like he looks like he's like wearing Spider-Man, like Spider-Man suit.
It's kind of like the
skin grafts are. Oh, it's
a really bumpy.
feels, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like where his skin grafts are, it's like just as red, but it's like a different texture. Yeah. It's hard.
And then
just so grateful that like his face is okay. Like his arms.
He's gonna have scars here. Yeah. And scars on this leg. And then up here, like his where they took his grafts from.
Because he didn't need any grafts on his balls. His balls no. They're just gonna be a little leathery.
At least they're back to normal.
You don't think so? You don't think that they're gonna have like a little bit of scar tissue on them?
No,
it'll be a little weathered.
Just getting to see him.
Right? Yeah, he don't get fucking.
I know. We went into like we came over the other day to hang out, and Mom was doing his wound care, and he just laying in the bed, just like with a little rag over his wiener, like, "Stop! You want to come check this shit out?" I'm like,
I know, and then he'll have to lay this way, and
he has no dignity anymore.
I was like, well, I'm about to look at this chocolate starfish. He's just like, he just doesn't care. Like,
yeah, I mean, after you
that, he just don't care.
Catheter and like, lost a little bit of dignity, no shame.
Now it's just he doesn't care.
He's like,
my balls got burned.
Everything got burned.
Yeah.
The tip of his penis got burned.
Yeah.
Speaking of tip of penis, grandmas,
Oh,
She
yeah.
has like a
Grandma's
print.
barn looks
She
like a
looks like
dick
she
and
has a
balls.
ball, like a balls print, like a penis, just on her leg. It's great. I kept
Solid star.
I know, and I'm sad. That was what I always got to bully her on. That was the first thing I told her. I was like, that looks like a penis, right? And she goes,
like a dick and balls.
shut up. My legs already look gross right now. And I was like, but it looks like a penis. It was great. Oh, I missed it. Yeah. The whole time you were gone, I got to bully grandma.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, and then after that we moved. So hopefully things will start getting back to normal. So we can start recording consistently again. But I feel like that's a pretty good explanation for what the fuck why we've been MIA for the last
Month
fuck
and a half.
wow. It's been
Busy.
it's been a journey.
A long month and a half.
I almost died. Ethan almost died.
I have not yet. And
Let's
I'm
keep it
not.
that way.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Please.
Oh my gosh, and I'm going to Dance Festopia in a couple fucking days. I'm nervous. I'm starting to feel old. I'm starting to feel old, man. When I practice on the baton, I'll like go for 4 hours, and then the next day I wake up and I'm like, fuck. Today I went got magnesium and calcium and B12.
No,
and
a Sunday I was sore. I was like, wow, I was
yeah, no,
dancing.
fucking. I had a hard time dancing on fucking Saturday because I was so sore from Friday, and I was like, I need to stretch. I need to drink water. I'm bringing all my vitamins. I'm gotta start taking care of myself because this shit's crazy, dude. I was out there, and every couple minutes I was like, oh, stretch. And then like I came over the next day and we were hanging out and you're like, fuck, you gotta stretch for this? And I was like, yeah, man. And I want my muscles to get tight.
It's like, okay, I guess I better stretch.
I know this morning she was like, man, she's like, I'm so scared I'm not going to be able to hang any.
Yeah, I'm like, the last time I did Dance Festopia was what? 2-3 years ago? And I know I definitely was in better shape because I fucking partied hard all 4 days. And now I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to pace myself. I've never had to pace myself. I'm getting old. You know, now when I drink too much, if I drink like too much sugary drinks, I'll take a fucking ibuprofen before I go to bed. I'm like, fuck, I gotta chug some water, put something in my belly, and take an ibuprofen. I'm gonna be fucked tomorrow. I'm like, God, enjoy being 21 while you can, because in 5 years,
It's all downhill.
and
that's why I
you
don't-
still party. I want to be like, you want to be like in my 40s, in my 50s, party. Like,
Yeah, but I wasn't too bad yesterday. I kind of still. It wasn't bad. I was just
yeah,
still-
no, fucking Rihanna and I were like, we're gonna come back. We did a lot of shit yesterday. We were pretty productive in the morning, and then we did a monument drive, and then we
Came back and we passed out.
Yeah, the joint that we smoked fucking put us on our ass. We're like, well, let's take a little nap. I woke up and it was 9:30, and I was like, well, I might as well go to bed. And then I woke up at 2:30, just like wired, and I was like, go back to sleep. So for like 3 hours, I just tossed it toward, and then at 5:30, I was like, let's wake up. Got lots of shit done today.
It was weird because I set my alarm at 5 because I had so much shit to do, and it didn't go off. And
I
woke
hate
up
when
at
that
7:30.
happens.
I don't know.
Well, that
why.
happened to me too, and it fucking pisses me off.
I don't
Okay,
understand.
the other day I
because
passed
speaking
out
of
with my
alarm,
Phone. I literally passed out with my phone, my vape, my remote, and my dab pen all on my chest. And then I woke up.
I didn't even put my phone in.
Yeah, I didn't either.
9% this morning.
Yeah, I didn't plug my phone in, and I woke up like 1 minute before my alarm was supposed to go off, and I like checked my phone, and my phone was off. So I had to throw that baby on the charger quick. And I was like, woo, woo. Man, that pisses me off when I wake up before my alarm.
I know. Yeah, especially when it's like 15-20 minutes where you're like, oh, if I go like right when I get back to sleep, it's gonna be shitty to wake up. Like, do I go back to sleep in 15 minutes or do I get up now?
No, I can't because then I'm just pissed off. I wake up so mad.
Ugh. I know I didn't work today because of Labor Day, but I've definitely got a fucking bus out these next 2 days before I leave for my trip. I'm probably gonna leave Wednesday night. So it's a 13-hour drive and with stops for gas and shit. It'll probably be more like 14. And so we're gonna get there, set up camp, and then probably sleep here the day before. Be all fucking fresh, ready to go on our arrival.
Did you need an oil change or anything?
No, I just got one. Big Daddy J got one. That's what I'm gonna call him on the podcast. Big Daddy J. That Big Daddy J made sure that all my got me some new windshield, like $40 windshield wiper blades, because he wants to make sure that I can see everything got checked.
Oh yeah, that sucked because when we went down to Denver, Ethan's last thing, checkup, we took my truck. Well, we get off, we were heading down there, and a truck had like some kind of hazardous waste spill. So they rerouted us back to Evergreen and moved us around. We're an hour late. Get there, they still see him. Coming on the way back, it was raining so much, and my wipers were going like this that the rubber was, and we couldn't see. So here we are at Evergreen, and we have to pull off. And I had to buy windshield wipers because I was like, it's just
Yeah,
mine
mine was streaking right where like I look out of. So
they always do.
I know mine always does it. It always streaks only where I see through. And yeah, so
Or
got
you
topped
can't
off.
see off yours, but the passenger.
Yeah, I'm like, that's fucking useless. Yeah, God, no. Fucking the crackheads that we seen up there at Denver were wild. I was driving with Grandma and Anchor to go get like Subway or something, and there's somebody with a full venti fold just on coal flats. And Grandma's like, oh my God, no, they're okay. Like, what's going on? And I'm like explaining to Grandma, like, no, with people who do heroin do not, like, there's a venti fold, like people doing fentanyl, it's a straight fucking just fold. So I'm like explaining that.
Like,
And then Anchor saw some crackhead fighting a sign, like smacking. And he goes, he's angry. I hope he has a better day. And I'm like, fucking me too, man. And then my friend Olivia lives up there. And I stayed.
Always
Yeah, I have
crazy stuff.
I hung out with her, and she lives like downtown Denver, and she lives in front of a bus stop. And I seen some lady in like a neon pink winter jacket, but the sleeves were cut off, having a whole conversation with herself about how she would do the construction on the building across the street because they've been taking too fucking long. And when I told Olivia that, she was like, they have been taking too fucking long.
but the funny thing is
she was like out there for a minute. I'm sitting here like smoking a cigarette, just like,
you know what? But in a way, I feel like that's a valid crash out.
well, what about
Like all the damn construction?
but it's scary. Like, I'd be scared of them breaking into my house to like steal shit
no? But what about
or diddle me.
where I did my laundry?
Oh yeah, you had to do your
Oh my
laundry
God!
up
No,
there.
she made me go. She made me and Grandma go, and I literally opened up the door, and I just walked, and I go, oh, and then I turned, and I was like, oh, and I said, Grandma, I think I've seen enough. Let's go. And she was like, me too. Let's go. And that was the quickest time. That was the quickest
Awful.
time I've ever been out of.
But I didn't want to
place.
be long too gone, so I didn't like want to drive in,
Yeah.
in traffic. So I just went to the nearest place. And when it's, I don't even know what the words for that place, like run down,
Sketchy.
just
Like the wood.
disgusting, filthy.
It was like half tile, half wood.
Everything was like boarded up.
The tile was broken.
He from the walk.
Yeah.
I
I was
ran
gonna say the tiles
bleach
were like
through it
broken.
first.
They looked moldy.
and then I threw my clothes. No, everything was awful.
It was
just like,
yeah.
how in the world do like
I would have felt
how
better.
is this thing operational and they haven't
I
shut
could
it
never
down?
live in a big city. I could never live in a big city either. I hate
You
Denver.
wouldn't want to be
It took
downtown.
fucking
I hate
25
Denver.
minutes to get to the nearest fucking Walmart, nearest anything.
Yeah, no. I am not.
Anytime I would go get food, it was a 45-minute endeavor. In Denver.
Yeah, it's not. The parking down there, you can't find parking.
Dude, when I went to Olivia's, I had to park like 2 blocks away, and I was
No.
like, fuck, hopefully my
No.
car is good for what I do.
I can't find your cars ever. I don't do it.
I don't know. I got the parking garages at all the
Well, I mean,
entrances to the hospital.
At the hospital, at the hospital that got easy. I'm just saying anywhere else. You know, we were there at the hospital a lot. We got those down pretty quick.
I think my favorite thing about the fucking hospital was the fact that they had Cheesecake Factory cheesecake to sit in the fucking cafeteria. Oh, I ate like a king down there. It's like chicken tenders.
Yeah, I get so over on quick though. That's why you switch it up. Eat sandwiches.
Yeah,
I had one of everything.
sandwiches, chicken tendies.
Hi, friend. I was going through that list. I was like, dang, I want to order this.
Yeah,
this,
it wasn't like the
this.
hospital down here, like where it's just like they had like all full blown.
The
like,
blueberry
cafeteria.
pancakes there. Oh my god!
Yeah, it
Me
was
and
pretty
grandma.
fire.
Grandma was sitting there staring at Ethan. She was. Ethan was like, "You want a bite?" She was like, "No, no. You need to eat your food." She's like, "Good God, those look really good." And they did. Oh my god! And I felt so bad because he had one of the vomit bags next to it. And I didn't know that he had anything in it because it was just laying flat.
My
So I
god!
just picked it up by the end and I dragged it in the spit. Came to the ripping.
Mom,
over
did
it.
you stick your
Oh my
hand
God.
in it?
So
Oh,
somebody it wasn't throw up, but what it was is he was like, ugh, and he was like
yeah,
spitting in it.
That's what
Like
I
a
Well,
like
he
with
had
just
it-
A bag of
Somebody, it wasn't a lot, but somebody put it on the counter, and he was like, I'm gonna throw up, and I grabbed it, and it was wet, and I'm like, I just started like, I was like, I'm gonna.
like there was.
Yeah, I almost just.
Well, didn't you stick your hand in it when you open open it?
You know how they are bunched up?
Yeah,
and you go like
and you
that?
gotta put your hand.
Yeah, so that's what I did. And it was wet, and I was like, I don't like you right now. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like one time when I was young. My dad wasn't around often, but he was in like for little spurts of time when I was little, and he used to drink fucking Coke, like Coca-Cola, and he would have
And
like
it too.
yeah, he would in plastic bottles, and he would have a Coca-Cola and like a spit bottle.
Oh.
And it's like, and one time we were in the truck and he forgot something in the house. So we ran in the house real quick and I thought I was going to be slick and like steal a
So
drink.
that happened to you twice then, because he wasn't supposed to be doing that. And
But anyways, so I thought I was going to be slick and steal a quick swig of his Coca-Cola. And I fucking drank his spit. And I was like, because it's two spit. And like he gets back in and I'm like, like fucking my eyes are watering. I am like, and he's like he had the old red Ford truck. So I'm like opening the window, just like puking out fucking chew.
and that is why I don't date people that chew, because he did the exact same fucking thing to me right after you were born.
Mom was getting flashback.
She's like, he
And
motherfucker.
yes, and
Got my baby too.
no, because you were already born, and I was heading to work, but I was like, why would you grab the wrong one? Why? No. And I said, absolutely no more. No more.
Yeah, it's just.
And that's
And it
why,
was like sitting in the cars. It was all.
that's why, like, I won't do it. You like being as slimy? Let's not
Yes.
talk about it.
I don't know. What do you think's the nastiest thing you've ever swallowed, Rihanna?
Oh my God. Okay, so element like the school milk, the True milks that they opened in the dude. One
In the
of them
carton?
was expired, and it was
Oh my God.
like
it
if you
drink
were to
it.
pour it, it like stretched down, and you put it back, it like slurps back. Yeah, no,
Oh,
it like when I tell you I took a drink and it went in and I felt how slimy it was and I was like ugh, and went back in after it
Like it was like
entered my
it was like
mouth.
slightly coagulated.
Yeah, like I felt like I was sucking on like a little jelly straw. Yeah,
this is
that-
probably why I don't smoke. Grandma and Grandpa were heading back from Meeker, seeing Curtis, some of their friends, and they were heading back.
To Denver when you guys
Mhm.
lived in
Yeah.
Denver.
And she had, a fountain drink. And I didn't know back in the day, parents just smoked in the car with you, but she was ashing in that fucking thing. And I didn't know it. And I grabbed forward and grabbed it so fast before she could be like, no. And I drank fucking ashes. It was so gross.
It's like my cigarette.
That's
tea.
why I don't think I smoke.
yeah. Andrea, she has a straight clear.
I
bar
don't have
cup.
it anymore.
Or it was a McDonald's cup.
But it had like a little bit of tea in it. And I
Yeah.
don't like to throw my butts out in the wilderness, so I would like put it in
Yeah, and it's just floating of just cigarette butts, just cooking all day, every day. New cigarette butts, old cigarette butts.
fires. So I like to put them out in the water.
Yeah, just straight
Don't ask.
cooking in there, marinating, fermenting the tea.
Oh my gosh. Or I wasn't here for this, but you guys told me the story when I was on pass. Because this was when I was down in RYS and I was coming home on passes. And you guys had caught Ethan with chew, right? So did you guys make him eat the chew and he mixed it with the milk?
Yeah. Well, didn't we have like Chantry make some of those like cream filled cookies, the brownie cookies, and he wanted to dip them in there and eat it?
Yeah,
But he's like, oh, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put
Because he got caught. So you guys were
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna learn a
Yeah.
lesson. So now you get to either do a whole thing of chew, or you could eat it, swallow it. Because I wanted him not to do that. And he's like, "Oh, can I put it with something?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this big glass of milk, and I'm gonna pour it in there, and then I'm gonna dip my cookies in it and eat it." And I don't know how much he ate. He didn't get much down, but he is tapped out.
Oh my God.
Sick from the
nicotine
chew,
high.
And he's laying on the floor just, "Bleh," and he's like just puking on himself. Well, the Chantry starts throwing up,
and
I'm over here throwing up. I'm like, "Bleh," and it's just everybody puking everywhere.
I'm sitting on the couch and I can hear everybody just gagging in the kitchen.
Oh,
I'm like, oh God.
It was so
Oh God, Mom's
freaking
running
gross.
back and forth. She's like going to the bathroom. She's like, "Ugh," goes back. She goes back in the kitchen and she's like, oh my God, you guys, oh, no, runs back, goes back there, doesn't almost make it. And then I'm sitting here hearing everybody gagging. So it's starting to make me gag. I hear splashes of vomit everywhere. I'm like,
Everybody
oh
else
God.
throw up.
No,
She's the
it
only
was-
one that did.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was like, oh my God.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was horrible. It was so gross to pick up too.
It reminded me of
Oh
that
my
one
God.
episode of Family Guy where they're all puking because of Lewis's clam chowder.
Have you ever tried chew? I've tried chew once. I was a freshman in high school and we were taking the bus. I would go to the alternative
did.
school in the morning and then in the afternoons we would take the bus to the like public high school. And this kid Christian used to always have pouches. Well, that morning, him and his friends were like, I was like, oh, I want to try this a pouch. Yeah, the pouches. Well, I didn't know that you weren't supposed to swallow them because it was a pouch. So I swallow this motherfucking thing and I get so sick. I'm so fucking like the nicotine high is insane. My head hurts. I'm like gaggy. And they're like, you weren't supposed to swallow it. I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I'm sitting in class and I feel like everything, it was awful. I would never do two
I think
again.
I was in ninth grade too, but I had braces at the time.
Oh my God.
It was
Just fucking
awful.
tobaccos.
And we were drinking. And I think your Uncle Dan talked me into doing it. And so, it gets stuck. It was so fucking.
Oh, I don't think I could ever do, what is it, long cut? Like when it's just
it's
like,
a dip. It's like,
that stuff, and then when
ew.
they mostly spin it.
yeah, I've only ever tried the pouch once, but that experience was so much fun.
I think that didn't.
If you're done too,
No, he smoked.
I feel like I remember seeing it.
No, that was Chantry at first. And I'm like, not
It
around
was
me.
Chantry.
Now.
Which makes sense because I don't really consider my dad. So
I was like, we're not. Sorry. You can do that on
All
a
right,
break,
yeah.
but not
all
here.
right.
Because if you did, I'm like, you have to go brush your teeth if you want to put that on. Kiss these things. That was so gross.
But I feel like you can even taste it after you brush your teeth. Like that's one of the main things why I wanted to smoke, because I was like, I feel like I can always smell it or taste it on me, even after I shower or put on spray or brush my teeth, and it's so
Yeah, grandma sits out in that stupid purple robe, just smoking, playing on the game, smoking. She comes in and she just reeks. It's horrible. I go,
You have much in life.
back for about like,
You just got them twin smoke tower lines. Jesus Christ.
you know what? I know, but she don't want him.
Yeah, of course. I was just gonna be like my neighbor. I had this fucking neighbor.
the coffin all the time.
I had this neighbor when you got the flipper up in
Enjoys it. No.
when you got the flipper up in Orchard Mesa, we had this a loop. And the neighbor across the street, I would always see him. He had like this Saint Bernard puppy and like a little pug and a cat. And I would always see him. His cat would always come over and I would always wave at him and he'd always be like I was like, what a fucking asshole. Like I thought he was an asshole for the longest time. And then one day his pup got out and was like over there and me and Chris were like out in the front smoking or something. So I'm like petting his dog and he comes over and I'm like, oh, hi, man. And he's like, Jimmy, how you doing? And I was like, oh, the fuck.
Wasn't he deaf too?
No, yeah, oh, yes, and I was like, all I heard was like his name was Marvin. It was like all I caught, Marvin and throat cancer. And I was like, that's why he's never said hi to me, because he can't fucking yell across the street. And I was like,
Well,
that was
I
fucking
could've
shit. I was like, what a fucking dick. Every time I wave.
was deaf too.
No, it wasn't that.
Oh.
Yeah, it was another one. But yeah, no, the one direct immediately.
With the big dog that could jump over the fence. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little puppy there for a little bit, and then he was a big ass Saint Bernard. But yeah, felt bad because for months I was like, what a fucking dick. This is why I don't say hi to my neighbors. And then I was like, oh, I think that people so quickly.
Maybe he could have been blind. It's
No, I know he seen me because he would wave back.
Oh.
You just bet it was on my distance. I'd be like, good morning. He'd be like, I was like, fuck you too.
I want to say good morning.
maybe it wasn't a good morning.
No,
I just don't think he could fucking get his voice to project across the street. He'd be like, hi.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't hear him. Well. Are we done? Can I wrap this shit up? All right. Well, that was fine. Things are gonna be better and be more consistent. Hopefully, fucking no one else catches on fire. And the house, update on that. The house is fucking fine. You've got like a couple cupboards that are burnt and like a little spot on the floor and like the carpet, but just the house is fucking fine. Everyone lived. It was we're very fucking grateful. It's been a crazy and chaotic couple months, but things are definitely gonna start getting back to normal.
Hopefully.
All right. Roll out.